Today, we're ranking all 13 Peanuts holiday specials. For decades, they were a once-a-year tradition. There was no streaming, no DVDs, just one night on network TV when we'd all gather around. The lights, the unmistakable sound of Vince Guaraldi's piano, it all just felt like home. But not every special holds up the same way, so let's get started. In last place, we have the Christmas special. No, not that Christmas special. At 13, I Want a Dog for Christmas, Charlie Brown. Released December 9th, 2003, this is the longest Peanuts holiday special. And honestly, it feels every bit of that. As someone who loves these specials, this is the only one I never really want to rewatch. It's boring and long. The worst combo. It centers on Rerun, Linus and Lucy's little brother. And if you don't remember him, don't worry, most people don't. You see, he wants a dog for Christmas, but his parents say no. Side plots wander nowhere, the main gang is barely around, and even Spike shows up without adding much. Now, as I watched these specials through with my family, I had each member give a rating between 1 to 5, and I averaged them together. For this, my family gave an average of 2.6 out of 5 stars, and honestly, I agree. The only bright spot, Rerun's line, "Happiness is a warm puppy." At 12th, we have A Charlie Brown Valentine. This first aired in February of 2002. Now, this isn't the Valentine's special that you probably grew up watching, and it's a much quicker watch at 25 minutes. It is more cohesive than I Want a Dog for Christmas, and it even has a few solid laughs. I love when Lucy declared that a Valentine had a 5-day waiting period because it was too potent. That said, a couple things felt off. Charlie Brown's crush on the little red-haired girl came off a little creepy. And then you've got Marcy and Peppermint Patty, who are both doing everything they can to get Chuck's attention. And then talking about repetition, little red-haired girl was said 34 times in this 25-minute special, and then My Sweet Babu was said 14 times. That felt like half the script. My family gave this an average score of 2.6 out of 5, and that feels about right. It's short, it's fine, but it's not one we'll rewatch often. Number 11 is Charlie Brown Christmas Tales. This was released in December of 2002, and it's the shortest Peanuts holiday special at just 18 minutes. I remember seeing it once as an adult, but I don't have a lot of nostalgia for it. Now, there are some cute bits like Sally writing to Samantha Claus, but overall it feels disconnected. Instead of one story, it's a handful of mini skits following different characters, and it never quite comes together. I originally had ranked this one spot lower until I found out why it was so short. This was created to air alongside the original Charlie Brown Christmas. That way stations could fill a full hour without having to cut into the original classic once commercial breaks started running longer. That was a very noble reason, and again, I bumped it up one spot. My family gave this one a 2.4 out of 5. If you've noticed a pattern with these bottom 3 holiday specials, they all came out between 2002 and 2003, an era that for me felt very low effort. After these 3, there wouldn't be another new holiday special for almost 20 years. But we're not going there yet. At number 10, we've got It's Arbor Day Charlie Brown, first aired in 1976 and running 25 minutes. I actually like that they spotlighted a lesser holiday here, even if the execution is uneven. The first 10 minutes drag. We open with yet another scene of Rerun on the back of a bike, followed by long stretches of the kids researching what Arbor Day even is. But then it does pick up. The team, minus Charlie Brown, decide to celebrate by transforming the baseball diamond. They're planting trees, crops, and flowers right on the diamond. And the payoff comes in the final act. The last 5 to 10 minutes here, where they actually play a game on that overgrown, chaotic field, are absolute classic Peanuts. My family score averaged 2.4 out of 5 here, which is a little lower than my own. Still, the uneven pacing keeps this from climbing higher than 10th place. At number 9, we have It's Christmas Time Again, Charlie Brown. This was another attempt to recreate the magic of the original Charlie Brown Christmas, and while it isn't as off the mark as some of the other low entries, it still doesn't quite capture what a true classic is. The main storyline has Charlie Brown trying to earn money to buy a gift for his girlfriend. And yes, you heard that right, his girlfriend, Peggy Jean. And that always felt a little strange to me. That said, this one holds together better than a lot of the specials from the early 2000s. Most of the side stories actually connect and culminates in a Christmas play. It's fun in spots, but it's not memorable. My family rated it a 3.6 out of 5, which is a bit higher than my own personal score. For me, it's still a hollow imitation of the 1965 classic. Be sure to share in the comments what your favorites are and if there's any that you just don't like. Coming in at 8th place, we have Be My Valentine Charlie Brown from 1975. And to me, this is where we start getting into the true classics. And if you think this ranking is too low, that just tells you how much I love everything else on this list. This one, just a little bit less. The setup here is simple. Charlie Brown is convinced that he is going to get tons of Valentines, but we all know how that's going to go. My favorite gag of any of these specials is Lucy getting a conversation heart that contained the entire text of Elizabeth Barrett Browning's Sonnet 43. I just wish we could have actually seen the text on that heart. One of these days, I might have to find a way to recreate it. But at its core, this special captures feelings that most of us know. Being left out, being picked last, forgotten. Yet Charlie Brown remains hopeful, looking forward to the next year. My family scored this a 2.9 out of 5, which I think is a little low. For me, this one is still a classic, just not as classic as some that are yet to come. And at number 7, we have our newest entry. Snoopy presents To Mom and Dad with Love. And you might know that Apple TV took over the streaming rights to these specials, but you probably didn't know that they've actually been creating brand new specials. After a full decade with no specials and almost 20 years with no holiday themed ones, Apple has done an incredible job, in my opinion, of honoring the classic look and feel while giving it a modern and fresh take. The animation here is just gorgeous. This Mother's Day special focuses on Peppermint Patty, who lost her mom at a young age and was raised by her dad. She struggles with the complicated emotions that come from Mother's Day, and I love that the special validates her feelings without turning the lesson into the fact that everyone should just ignore it. It strikes the perfect balance, respecting Patty's loss while celebrating the day's importance. Running alongside is a lighter story where Snoopy helps Woodstock look for his mother, and it fits together beautifully. By the end, everything comes together in a very sweet but sentimental way. My family gave this a solid 4 out of 5 stars, and I can't wait to see where Apple takes holiday specials in the future. And in 6th place, we have Happy New Year, Charlie Brown from 1986. Charlie Brown starts the year in typical Charlie Brown fashion, assigned to spend his whole winter break reading War and Peace. And somehow none of the other kids have to do this? That doesn't seem fair. While Charlie is buried in his book, everyone else is preparing for and then heading off to Peppermint Patty's New Year's Eve party. The party scenes here are a highlight. The band, the decorations, and Peppermint Patty's musical chairs song is a bop. My kids were disappointed at the limited screen time for Snoopy and Woodstock, but what they did in this special really worked. And then, in classic Peanuts fashion, Charlie Brown falls asleep on the porch and misses his chance with the little red-haired girl, who apparently has a name now. It's Heather. You're welcome. My family gave this one a 3.6 out of 5. It is memorable, full of charm, even if it stops just shy of true Peanuts classic. And now we're into the top tier, the absolute classics. I don't think there's necessarily a right or wrong order here. However, I do think some of you might get upset at me with the placement of number 5, and that is, it's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. There is so much to love. The one-liners are absolutely classic, from I got a rock to you didn't tell me you were gonna kill it. The entire cold open of picking and then carving the pumpkin are perfection. The visuals, from Charlie Brown's polka-dotted ghost costume to Snoopy's World War I flying ace persona, are unforgettable. So then why isn't it ranked higher? And for me, it comes down to tone. Great Pumpkin has a slightly sadder ending to it than the specials that I ranked above it. Linus waiting all night in the pumpkin patch while everybody else moves on. I absolutely adore the special, but I tend to favor those that have a more hopeful ending. My family averaged this a 4.2 out of 5, which is deservedly high, especially for my tough little critics. Moving deeper into the top 5, at number 4, we have Snoopy Presents for Old Lang Syne from 2021. This is another excellent Apple Plus edition, and actually their first special. This time the focus is on Lucy, who is heartbroken when her grandmother can't show up for Christmas Day. So in classic Lucy fashion, she decides to throw a huge blowout party for New Year's for all of her friends. Of course, her sky-high expectation leads to disappointment, and she ends up alienating all of her friends right before midnight. There is a sweet subplot with Snoopy's family reunion where Spike wants to get an updated family photo, and naturally, nothing goes to plan. My family absolutely loved this one. It has some seriously funny moments, also surprisingly emotional, and the payoff at the end was just perfect. I have to say again, the animation here is absolutely gorgeous. It has all of the charms of the old special, just updated for today. It's a modern classic, and my family gave it a 4.2 out of 5. And at number 3, we have Charlie Brown Thanksgiving from 1973. Now this is the special that I've probably seen the second most in my life. Yes, there's a healthy layer of nostalgia glazing here, but it's just got so many great moments. The original song Little Birdie is an underrated classic. While my wife is still annoyed at Peppermint Patty for inviting herself over to dinner, the feast that Snoopy whips up, pretzels, popcorn, toast, ice cream, it's honestly a kid's fever dream of a meal. The scene of everyone sitting around the ping pong table turned banquet table is peak Thanksgiving imagery. And while the meal has a few bumps, the ending scene where they all sing Over the River and Through the Woods in the back of a station wagon ties it all together perfectly. My family didn't love this one quite as much as I did, only ranking it a 3.6 out of 5. But luckily, this is my list. The warm autumn watercolor palette alone gives it that top 3 spot. And in the number 2 spot, we have It's the Easter Beagle Charlie Brown from 1974. Now, I had not seen this special since I was a kid, so I didn't have a lot of expectations going in. And when our family watched this earlier this year, we had a couple family friends over, so 5 kids ranging from 8 to 13. The laughter filling the room was pure joy. And there's a ton of great humor here. The department store scene that's already counting down to Christmas and springtime cracks me up. It's proof that that complaint has been around for decades. And the scenes of Marcy cooking the eggs in every imaginable wrong way, hilarious. Her back and forth with Peppermint Patty are honestly one of my favorite dynamics in all of Peanuts. And at first, the story can feel a little repetitive of The Great Pumpkin, but the ending is much more hopeful and uplifting. It perfectly captures the spirit of renewal that fits Easter so well. Our family and our guests gave this one a 4.2 out of 5, and it has officially become part of the annual rotation. Now, whether you have agreed with my rankings or not, be sure to hit a like button if you've enjoyed what you've watched so far. It would be much appreciated. And coming in at the number 1 spot, could it have been anything else other than A Charlie Brown Christmas from 1965? What more can be said about this one? Not only is it the best Peanuts holiday special, it's the very first one. It set the blueprint for everything that would come after. The simple animation, the timeless jazz score by Vince Guaraldi, and the story of Charlie Brown searching for meaning amidst the commercialism of Christmas set this franchise in motion for the next 6 decades. The visuals here are iconic. Snoopy's over-decorated doghouse and Charlie Brown's sad little drooping tree are top 10 Christmas images of all time. And what makes this special endure is its tone. It captures Charlie Brown's down on his luck charm, but still ends with hope, friendship, and genuine joy. It is everything that a Peanuts special should be. My family gave this one a 4.5 out of 5, and I could not agree more. This is not a hot take. It's simply a well-deserved win for a true classic. Hey, check out this video. YouTube thinks you'll like it.